In this video, we are going to give a challenging topic for Jarvis Boss Mode and see how it can come up content for that and a real time example. I have already created 22 tips on how to use Jarvis Boss Mode for the full potential of it. In there, I received couple of comments on users on asking how we can use Jarvis Boss Mode to create a content for challenging topic or digital topics or localized topic. So I plan on creating a series of video on showcasing what is the potential, because it can be bad or good also, because I'm not going to edit any of this. There is no pre-planned process behind it. I'm just going to test it as it is in Jarvis and see what kind of content it can come up with this. So let's go into the video. Hi guys, it's Alston. In this video, I'm going to use the example content which I'm planning to create called best places to visit in Sri Lanka. The reason I selected a topic something like this, because this content like this cannot be written purely based on GPT solution or based on evergreen content out there, because it is purposefully based on a particular location. So the content need to be factual also, where we know GPT solutions are not fully accurate when it comes to factual. So I'm at least hoping it to be semi-factual, where then we have to verify the data on this end as well. And I have also selected a bit less known tourist destination compared to something else, something like USA, Brazil, Mexico or Hawaii or anything like that. Here I'm chosen a bit less known but a great tourist destination since I'm from Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka, I have chosen that, and I'm also going to not ask Jarvis to come up with outline, because it might choose something which already know, but will be trying to trigger how Jarvis is going to write content when I put some of the best places I know in Sri Lanka and see whether it can come up with any content for that. For example, these are well known, but something like Port City, Colombo, it is a brand new project in Sri Lanka, opened less than 1 month ago. So I'm not even sure whether Jarvis can come up with any content for that particular example. So that is what I'm going to do. And I just want to show first what are the tools and what are the content we'll be using. Obviously, we'll be using Jarvis Boss Mode to write. Content Improver I opened up in just in case, because if Jarvis is unable to come up with any content which is related to that particular location, we can always use Content Improver, where we can take existing text available on internet and try to improve the content, or sort of like a rewrite and get inspiration from that and write content based on that. So here I have opened up couple of examples on pages which are already ranking for this keyword, and basically let me show you what they are doing. They are giving a brief introduction to Sri Lanka, and they are going directly into the factual content for all the different places. So let me open up another example. Again, a brief introduction, bit more introduction to Sri Lanka, and they are going directly into the best places. Let me open up another example also here, which is introduction and going directly into the list of places. Again, introduction, list of places, introduction, list of places, and finally introduction and list of places. So that is what I am hoping to do here, but I want to add a brief introduction on what is Sri Lanka, give a brief history on trying to pursue the readers to see why they should visit Sri Lanka, and all the facts about it, and go directly into the topic and see how Jarvis can perform on it. So let's get started. First, I'm going to copy paste this my title or the description, which is best places to visit in Sri Lanka. So I don't need to generate any title ideas or anything, because I exactly know what I want to write in this particular example. So let me put something like 5 best places to visit in Sri Lanka. That is my title ID. I'm giving it as a document title also. And now I want to create a content brief for this this title. Let's see whether Jarvis can come up for that. Content brief for, and let me copy the title here itself and paste and see what it can come up for this particular example. Write an article about different best places to visit in Sri Lanka. These destinations are all so gorgeous and offer a wide range of amazing things to do, such as explore ancient temple or go to safari in national park. No matter what you are looking for in your next vacation destination, Sri Lanka is sure to have something perfect for you, which is a perfect content brief I can use. Obviously, I can use a go bit higher also, because you want to fill this as much as the limit allows you to get much context in your content. So if you want, I try to add some subtopics or something like that. So in this case, I might add like, in this guide, we will look into places like Adams Peak. I'm just going to give some subtopics over here. Yala National Park. Let me see what else I can do. Dehiwala Zoo. Dehiwala Zoo. That is good, and you can get the idea behind it. I can just keep on including more content on what is the content I want, make it to much more depth on this field. I can also select a tone of voice. Just click on this information icon and it will show you some examples on it. You can choose whichever the one you want. In this case, I'm going to choose excited because I'm talking about a tourist destination. So I want the text to be excited also, if that sounds cheesy, but I want to see that happening here. Keywords, I can give this as the keyword itself because that is the main keyword. And also I can add a secondary keyword. Let's say, for example, places to visit in Sri Lanka, something like that. You can go up to 3 keywords, and I'm going to keep the content length to medium. I have already explained the reason for this in my tip video, but shorter gives you short focused output but limited in length. Medium is the middle factor, where large means it is going to create a lot of text but not necessarily good, because sometimes it can go out of the intent. It can start writing more. My experience, I keep it in medium, but depending, you can choose by testing on yourself and see which is the perfect one for you. So I have just filled up this particular section. Let me see what Jarvis itself can bring on its own without giving any instructions for it. So it's giving me a good enough introduction, I think. Let's see. Sri Lanka is a small island located in South Asia and is home to incredible people as well as beautiful sights. Sri Lanka offers so much to see, such as gorgeous cities, amazing nations. There is no way you will be disappointed when you visit. It's really good introduction, to be honest. I'm from Sri Lanka, right? I know about these things. So let's see what it can do. Let me go this, keep going on it. In this article, we are going to explore some of the best places to visit in Sri Lanka. So it's really good. It's going into, and you do realize, right? I put this Adams Peak as a point here. So immediately Jarvis, without going into a completely brand new best new place, it's trying to take whatever the input we give for it in the content description. That's why I told you this is one of the important field. You need to make sure you put all the important stuff here. Rather than going directly into this, I want to give a brief history on Sri Lanka also. So let's see whether Jarvis can bring into it. Brief, let me spell it correctly if I can. Brief history of Sri Lanka. Before, let me make this as a H2 before we go into best places to visit Sri Lanka first, and let's see whether Jarvis can identify the intent what I'm going here. We need to go over the brief history of Sri Lanka. What makes this country so special? So it did understand my intent. Sri Lanka has a rich and fascinating history with many things which you can see today if you visit such as, and it goes, and you can see it's now giving me some background on Sri Lanka. Let's see whether it can go into something much more deep. Derived from Tamil language with spoken Sri Lanka. It's not totally true. Tamil language in Sri Lanka is prominent, but Sinhala is the most prominent language. So let's see. I'll remove this. This is why you want to fact check all the content if you are talking about a specific place. This is good, and let me see whether it can bring up a couple more lines before I go into the example. First place receive. Okay, this is pretty good, to be honest. If I want, I can keep on expanding this section. For example, this is enough for me in this case, but let's say, for example, if I want more content in this particular phase, we can also talk about, let's say, Sri Lanka size, and put ask Jarvis to finish that thought, and you can see it's starting to talking about that size of it and where it is located and all these things also. So it's really, we can keep on prompting this content to write more and more about that particular location. Now I'm going into the sections where all the different subtopics, which are these, it is going to be, I'm going to give prompt for all the different ones here. First, I want to talk about Adams Peak, which is one of the most popular in Sri Lanka to visit for tourist destination. Now I'm going to click on Adams Peak, and without giving any input or something like that, let's see whether it can come up for that particular example. You can see, and you can see it automatically identified what Adams Peak is, and it shows different text, and I obviously need to fact check that particular one. For example, go into Wikipedia, go into the other articles which is talking about it, and see based on the details which they are showing. Always make sure to fact check these information to making sure it is accurate. But let's see, even if the actual numbers is not accurate, the words surrounding it is the one which you will find most difficult to write it. So it is matter of just coming here, just checking something and changing on it, and you can see it just writes really good content, and about these things need to be fact checked. I'm not sure about that. So the first step, it has done a perfect job. We need to check the facts, but from the text point of view, it's a really good one. For example, if you are interested in seeing a mountain, then Adams Peaks is the place to go. You can see the text itself feels a bit excited, right? It's depending on the tone of voice you selected. This mountain is an enormous pyramid-shaped pyramid structure. Not really. I need to look into that. It has a stunning 2,243 meters. I need to fact check that. In addition, being surrounded by dense forest, that is true. Adams Peaks receives about 1 million visitors annually. I need to fact check that. And climb this huge mountain. That is true. Many people come to visit Adams Peak to perform Buddhist ceremony or other rituals in honor of this sacred site. This is true. The best time to visit mountain is during cooler season because it can get incredibly hot. That is also true. And this, I need to fact check it. So you can see it actually written something relevant to it, at least a semi-factual data. So let me go into the couple of others also for this example's sake, and go into the next one, which is the National Park of Yala, and let's see whether it can identify and bring text for this. Yala National Park in Sri Lanka is the location. This is really good, and you can see here I wanted to show you Yala National Park in Sri Lanka is location for some of the best places to visit in Sri Lanka. What Jarvis is trying to do is, it knows that I want to talk about Yala National Park, since I have mentioned it here also, and that is in the context. And also it does know that my main keyword which I am going after is best places to visit in Sri Lanka. So in SEO, if you want to rank for a specific keyword, one of the SEO factor is including keywords or semantic keywords related to your keywords within your content also. So you can see how naturally it's including that keyword within my content. For example, Yala National Park in Sri Lanka is the location for some of the best places to visit in Sri Lanka. I found it really interesting that it included. Want to highlight that. Let me try to push compass button couple more time, and you can see it just keeps on bringing good content. Let's see whether how accurate the content here. That is good. It's going to talk about another one here. Let me remove that. Yala National Park in Sri Lanka is the location for some of the best places to visit in Sri Lanka. The size of national park is about 921, need to be fact checked, which makes it great place that has an incredible landscape and offer visitors to chance to see a abundance of wild animals that live here like elephant and wild boar, which is accurate. The Yala National Park is located in southeast region of Sri Lanka, which it's an awesome place to visit if you are interested in seeing some of the most beautiful landscape that Sri Lanka has to offer. Again, similar keyword, but with a semantic different. You can see it is not using the exact wording of my keyword, but you can see rather than saying it as best places to visit in Sri Lanka, it's saying most beautiful landscape that Sri Lanka has to offer. I really like using these kind of semantic or a different way of saying my keyword, because we can obviously rank for related keywords as well with using something like that. Many different animals live in Yala National Park, including leopards, crocodile, and making it a popular destination for animal lovers, which is also accurate. There are also about 97 kinds. I need to fact check that. And 343 birds. I have no idea. I need to fact check that also. So this is also an interesting one, and it written about that. I can go one more example of traditional, and then I'll try to one with a brand new example. And let me do this as well. Aragambe, it's really popular for beaches. You can visit if you want. It's really good for surfing also. And let's see, it can say about surfing here as well. Aragambe beaches are considered best place to. It's just repeating this particular one. I would perfectly remove this here and keep this as the starting point for this, because I don't need to repeat the keyword again and again to make it relevant. For example, this is okay. Let me see what it can come up with for Aragambe. Aragambe Beach is stunning scenic location that sits along the coastline and boasts beautiful beaches. A beach with white sands and acidic blue water. Perfectly accurate. This gorgeous beach makes for an excellent destination if you are looking for a lovely place to relax or enjoy an exotic getaway. Again, accurate. Many people visit Aragambe Beach to have a great time fishing, surfing, and scuba diving in the amazing water. As I mentioned, those are fact. It did bring up good fact here as well. The city also popular for many resorts that visitors love to stay at when they are vacationing here, which is also accurate. So this also a good example. Now I know it is bringing up quite a good example. I just can keep on going. There are so many destinations in Sri Lanka I can write about. But what I want to try it out is, I want to see whether it can bring any information for Port City, Colombo. The reason I'm selecting this specific example is, this is a brand new or a recent project taken by Sri Lankan, which is got created, which got opened in last month. So there is not lot more information is available here. Let's see whether Jarvis can identify and bring text for this as well. Since I'm from Colombo, I do know some facts about it. So let's see about that. Last but not, we have the Port City, Colombo. It's talking about Colombo. It does not understand what I'm trying to refer as a port city. Let me do another run here and see whether it can understand. Basically, it is an extension of Sri Lanka where they have created like a city within an ocean with a main focus on commercial industry. That is what we called as a port city in Colombo. There are a lot of different new stuffs are happening over here. It's brand new, so I don't think we will be seeing a lot of specific information of it. But let's see, I want to find something else here. Let me see whether I can find a good article space here which explained the Colombo port city. Let me open up this. I think it's talking about that. If you're in Port City, maybe one of the best place, it's still not able to understand anything. So if I'm encountered in this situation where it does not understand this thing, what I will try to do is, let me wait until this loads. Development project reclaim land to expand the Sri Lankan city, create both in business and housing. Okay, this is really good example on what I would do is. What I would do is I will go into this content improver of within Jarvis, and I will try to put that into that here, and I can also copy some of other examples also. Let's see what else is there. There is not a whole lot here. You can see it involves many, so I can copy this as well. So let me do that in the next section. I can select the funny here as well. I want to keep the excited tone itself, so I stay relevant throughout the article, and I will try to click on generate. So based on the input we will give this, it will try to generate a improved content based on it. So now you can see the Colombo Port City development project is one of the most ambitious development in Sri Lanka, and it's expanding on reclaimed land to create new business district as well as housing. One project with significant effect for the years to down the line, which is actually very accurate. So I can copy that, and I can improve the content. I can add words, I can add sentences, and keeps on doing more stuff. So even if the Jarvis is unable to directly come up with the output content, I can use something like this. And also I told you, right, these are also very important. So let's see whether example, I can see whether I can make something out of it, and let me copy this, and I can see whether I can make some sort of different. What I would do is something like, I will remove all the unnecessary one. I don't need the lengths and everything. I just need what they are trying to do with this particular location. So I'm just copy pasting some of these things, and let me remove other things I don't need for this example. So let me say that these are the highlights of this location. What I will do is, like, I will say the creating groundbreaking very activities, copy that, such as these things are good. So if I can make a sentence or inspiration for Jarvis to go about, I copy that and create a content based on that. What it will do is it will create a content based on the text which I have given here. For example, wait until this finish. Hopefully it can bring something out of it. This is really good when you don't Jarvis does not bring you any content immediately, and you can see it brings up. Let's see, read about it and see whether this is something good. We are expanding, this is bad, the project reshape bad, working on a bad, they want nope, nothing is good here. Let me clear recent outputs and try to generating it here. Hopefully it can bring suggestions, so you understand the point of what I'm trying to okay, now this is much more understandable. With the development of this groundbreaking city expansion, you can also compare this text with the text I given to see whether it's a duplicate or it's a much better way, where a different way of saying it. There will be many diverse activity involved, such as land reclamation, offshore break water structure. This is good. Reclamation, also sea will act as a. This is really good. So let's say I really like this structure. I just copied that and paste it here. So you can use the content improver feature for any time Jarvis is unable to bring content on its own. You see that you don't just take it directly, read through it, make any improvements you see which is fit for this occasion, and then continue with Jarvis. Now if I click on compose, now Jarvis will continue on the different stuff here. So it just goes into directly because it does not understand. So that is how I use Jarvis on whenever it is not unable to find any information here. Let me finish up this article with the conclusion. Obviously I haven't finished it. I need to cover a lot more different places, but I just need to write conclusion and click on compose. What I found out was that as Jarvis keeps on developing, I don't need to give a lot of context for Jarvis. Based on all the titles or the structure of the article itself, it can figure out what I'm trying to write, which is really easy and makes the job much more easier. For example, I used to write like, write me a conclusion for the above text, write me a conclusion for this particular title. But I no longer need to do that, to be honest, because I put a conclusion as the title, and it automatically, you can see, best places to visit Sri Lanka include famous location. Yeah, visit this amazing country. You will see it tries to bring a really good content suggestion. Or also I can also trigger it like something like, in summary, and I put something like that, and it knows that I want a summary of the content. So you can see, in summary, there are many different places to visit in Sri Lanka. These include some of the things which I have written here: capital city, and in conclusion, also another good word, it brought that. So in conclusion, I can say something like, in conclusion, and put a J, make it right, that Sri Lanka is an awesome destination for people who are wanting to have relaxation getaway, and then whether you are interested in, and this is good. So I can finish off with this. And if you like this article, because it can bring up text for this also, I found I really use this. You can see, if you like this article, then please subscribe to our blog, stay updated with all the latest content, and also feel free to leave a comment below if you have any questions and suggestion about, and it inserts our keyword, partial keyword, at least the second keyword, places in Sri Lanka, and what you think need to be included, which is a perfect way to end this article. So that is how you go about creating a content which requires factual data, and just using Jarvis Boss Mode and Jarvis Content Improver when you don't have the enough content to write about that. I hope this video was useful. If you like to see more Jarvis video, or if you have any specific request, do let me know in the comment, and I will create videos for that also. Once again, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Cheers.